Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about cartoon reboots that have failed, and when I say failed, I mean they don't match up to the previous show. Keep in mind, some of these cartoons could probably work well if there was no previous incarnation and it was actually an original concept, but the fact that it's based off something else makes a lot of people dislike it. The first cartoon reboot that failed I want to talk about is Be Cool, Scooby-Doo.
Guys, this interview is important. Please don't ruin it for me by being strange.
Like we lost them. I can't believe they were gonna throw this out.
Not on my watch.
Guys, what's going on?
Like, I think that's pretty obvious, Fred.
Duh.
Now, Scooby-Doo has had a ton of different reboots and incarnations over the years. He is one of the most popular cartoon characters, so it's no surprise that we have so many shows based around him. However, I think to be successful, each incarnation of Scooby-Doo should add something new to the formula. It honestly gets really boring when it's the same thing over and over and over. In Be Cool, Scooby-Doo, there are two main things I don't like about it at all. First, the storytelling isn't that good. It kind of feels bland, and the mysteries are not as creative as some previous incarnations. Also, the style of Be Cool, Scooby-Doo is completely garbage. It looks so lazy. And yes, if a cartoon has a bad style but a good story, I'll give it a pass. Those types of shows can actually be good. But in the case of Be Cool, Scooby-Doo, I don't think that's it. The fact that this came out right after Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. is what really makes me mad, because Mystery Inc. was probably one of the best Scooby-Doo incarnations in a long time, at least in my opinion, and this was nothing compared to that. The next cartoon reboot that failed is Rugrats All Grown Up. Now I know what you may be thinking. Hey Vale, All Grown Up was actually a good show. And yes, I'll admit, when I was a kid, I did like watching this, and if it was not based off a previous concept, then I bet it would actually be entertaining to watch. However, so many people loved Rugrats. It was a classic Nickelodeon cartoon that had a special place in many kids' hearts. So when this reboot All Grown Up came out where all the kids were teenagers, that kind of messed up the formula. I mean, you have Rugrats, they're all kids, imagination plays a huge role, but then it just turns into this bland cartoon about teenagers going through school, and there's so many cliche problems. It was just a huge downgrade from Rugrats. If All Grown Up had completely new characters and it didn't have the Rugrats name slapped onto it, then I'm sure it would have been a slightly better show. But going into this, a lot of people are probably thinking, ooh, this is gonna be as good as Rugrats, let's go! And then they tune in for some teenage drama disappointment, so a lot of people did not like this show. However, I have to give it some props. The theme song is really catchy. The next cartoon reboot that failed I want to talk about is Teen Titans Go. I'm not sure if I should go into detail about this because literally everybody on YouTube has already talked about it, and they've said how it doesn't compare to the original show at all. Okay, I'll briefly mention this. I think Teen Titans Go isn't complete garbage if you don't consider that there was an original cartoon called Teen Titans. I mean, in Teen Titans Go, the characters share the same names, of course, but they have very different personalities. They are not similar at all to the Teen Titans counterparts, and everything in this show is just completely different. That's why so many people dislike it. Like the other reboots I've talked about, if this had new characters and it wasn't based off a previous cartoon that so many people loved, then I'm sure a lot more people would tune into this.
Oh no, my cholesterol! Comedy gold!
Oh no! Why are we still doing the fading?
Because this is bad, Star. Make-believe only becomes real if you put your heart and soul into it.
The last cartoon reboot that I believe failed is Alvin and the Chipmunks on Nickelodeon. You probably don't know this about me since I never mentioned it in my videos, but I used to be one of the biggest Alvin and the Chipmunks fans. I watched so many movies, I loved the show, and the fact that this was such a popular cartoon in the 90s, it's no surprise that we keep seeing more Alvin and the Chipmunks. You have those live-action movies that came out in the last decade or so. By the way, I hate to admit this, but I actually kind of liked those movies. But this Nicktoon is just really bad. I mean, the chipmunks don't even look like chipmunks, they're human. It takes on such a terrible animation style. I wish they could have kept to the 2D of the original, or maybe they shouldn't even have brought this back in the form of a Nicktoon. If I had to describe this cartoon reboot in one word, I would say annoying. We just really don't need it, and I would probably much rather see more of those live action movies, even if they are getting pretty repetitive at this point. But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below to let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.